Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this latest edition of Tales from Outer Space, where I take stories from across the internet and read them for your entertainment. Now, the like button is a bit naive in this world, so just tap it to tell it some fighting words to look out for, so that it doesn't say them. Also, if you haven't yet and you enjoy this content, subscribe and possibly drop a phrase down below that are fighting words for you. Anyway, on to the story. Them is Fighting Words, written by Captain Candy. Greetings to anyone watching this. Hello. Whether this is a mandatory watch because your species is more aggressive or standoffish or prideful or otherwise, I greet you openly. Now, the short little video is to fill some of you in on the relatively new species that has joined the galactic fold. They call themselves humans, and are the first ever known species to escape from a prison world, a world where gravity was thought to be so high no species could ever leave. Now, this has some connotations to go with it, of course. Firstly, humans are strong, unnaturally so to most of us. The humans in Galactic Standard 1G can jump at a full 15 feet into the air. They can outrun, outpace, outlift, and just plain outperform every other species we know of. Due to this high performance, we, the Galactic Council, feel it is necessary to send out this video. Now, some of you poor, unfortunate sons of unlucky souls, have already heard the short sentence leading to this video. Them's is fighting words, or something thereabouts. Those in the know, I'm sorry you had to learn this for the rest of us. Now, first and foremost, let's discuss what this little phrase means. The phrase is a warning to whomever it is spoken to, a last chance to apologize for what you have just said and to up your shut about it around the human until the end of time. This is why the more prideful species must watch the short video as a mandatory education. Once the sentence is said, if an apology is not made and you continue to stand your ground, the human will with near 100% rate escalate into a fight. Now remember, they come from a place where the gravity is enough to put your lowermost carapace or bones through the topmost if you were to so much as set foot on the planet. This escalation has a 95% casualty rate. The surviving 5% are either from a Class 10 Deathworld or crippled for life. Now for those more stubborn races, let's go through some general rules to not even have to hear the sentence in the first place, as well as a warning. Firstly, any species who incites a human to say them's is fighting words will be held accountable for what the humans do to them. We tried to press charges on a singular human once. We lost 5 space stations to his rampage. So now whatever the human does to you is your own fault. End of discussion. Now then, on to some guidelines to avoid these words. And you damned well better try, like your life depends on it. Because it does. If you see a human come in on a ship that looks more than a generation out of date, do not mock the ship. Humans form bonds with everything, even inanimate objects. Most old ships are near and dear to the humans' hearts. Insulting this object of their affection, that may well be a family heirloom passed down, is a surefire way to hear them's is fighting words. If a human has a specific type of gun on their hip and seems to lovingly take care of it, polishing it in a bar, for example, do not go up to the human and make rude remarks. Such remarks include, but are not limited to, calling the human a savage for using a slug thrower, saying their weapon is centuries out of date and needs to be thrown into a scrap recycler, or, and this has caused the most deaths, I see you already have that hunk of junk mostly dismembered. Let me finish that for you. If you see a human in clothing that to your species looks ugly, do not bluntly tell them so, or even in a roundabout harsh manner. If the human enjoys a particular sport or sports team, do not mock them about it. If a human expresses an overly positive view on almost anything, do not directly say that it is objectively wrong or stupid. You will hear the words. Now, for those of you who don't want to follow the rule due to the sheer stubborn pride, I do have 2 alternatives. The first one is, go ahead, bite the bullet. I'll grab some popcorn as it blows your teeth out the back of your eating orifice. Or secondly, look up and learn a different gun model. Look up on an opposing team. Try to discuss why you think your weapon is better. These can all lead to arguments, sure, if done wrongly, but most of the time a human will at least attempt amicable discussions if you go this route. They will go back and forth to share different views and politely discuss differing ideologies. If they don't, run away. I hope that you enjoyed this short presentation on the human phrase, "Them's is fighting words." Safe travels and best of luck. End of story. Story number 2. A Day for Tricks, written by Random 3X.
Human Hugo, I require some assistance,
Krull called out as Hugo was walking past him. Arching a brow in interest, Hugo walked over to Krull, looking at the data slate that he was reading. Sure, what's up?
As you know, I'm an avid collector of human weaponry.
I am now.
Well, I received an introductory manual of sorts from one of your human weapon manufacturers.
Oh, got something new then?
No, that is the problem. It is for a weapon I do not yet own. But the description and the text have made us desire the weapon more than I can plainly state. But when I examine the manufacturer's selling net site, they do not appear to stock it.
Odd. What is it called?
Dr. Mecha Madness's Great Deathbot Mark 7.8.
Pardon?
Dr. Mecha Madness's Great Deathbot Mark 7.8.
Krull replied, opening the document that he had been sent and handing the data slate to Hugo. Can I read that document?
Yeah, of course,
Krull said, flashing his teeth in an attempt to smile as he handed the slate over to Hugo. Forward. So you've decided to buy Dr. Mecha Madness's Great Deathbot Mark 7.8. First, we as members of Armageddon Inc. would like to thank you for your purchase. Customers like yourself are the reason that we can continue our development into doomsday devices that villains and homeowners desiring home defense networks desire. A word from our inventor.
I shall build a greater murder bot with sleeker design, but a screen that easily breaks because repair care is where the real big bucks are. Dr. Mecha Madness at the shareholders meeting 3183. Introduction. So you want to start your rampage, but what should be the first, second, and third thoughts in any customer's head when operating a murder bot? That's right, health and safety. Ensure before starting up the murder bot, the Sentience Restrictions Program switch, figure 1, is set to engage. Failure to do so will result in redacted. And we wouldn't want an event like that to happen again. Now you have restricted your murderbot's free will. You can now go on the activation process. Press the startup button, figure 2. You will be prompted to set up a password. It is recommended to set this using at least an uppercase, a lowercase, a number, a symbol, and the soul of your firstborn child to prevent theft of this device. We also strongly recommend you download our Murderbot Buddy app, TM, which can enable two-factor confirmation to ensure that you are the only one rampaging with your murderbot. Getting your rampage started. Depending on the model of your murderbot you have purchased, you may have any number of appendages that can bring death swiftly upon your enemies and nosy neighbors. Using the power cycling panel, ensure the correct level of power is being provided to the relevant weapon. If you are unsure as to the correct level, see figure 3. In which you can see the displayed power requirement. If you don't have the required power, select figure 4, which will redirect power from another system. Please be aware that this can reduce the function of those systems. With our user-friendly UI, we have made firing the weapon easier than ever. Certain unnamed murderbot companies, such as Redacted due to lawsuit, make their requirements to fire their weapons complex. We at Armageddon Inc. understand that all you want is a flashing big red button that says kill. Figure 6. So the military has shown up to stop you. You will inevitably encounter some resistance to your God-given rights to wield a murderbot. When this happens, we, unlike Redacted due to lawsuit, know your safety is best ensured. So we have put in a selection of options for you to choose from. Option 1. If you have purchased our Mega Murderbot Premium Plus, then you will have automated slaughter mode. This mode makes fighting off your enemies as simple as pointing and clicking. Our patented aimbot stolen from CSGO hackers will ensure your shots will always be lethal.
Option number 2. Manual smash and grab. With the advent of motion controls, we at Armageddon Inc. have embraced this technology. Never before has man and machine been one since, removed due to copyright strike. This will let you stomp on police cars as if they were annoying neighbors' sons' Hot Wheels. Option number 3. All of our Murderbots come with a get-out-of-dodge option as standard. At the quick flip of a switch, the Murderbot head will launch itself in a high speed to a safe distance from which you can make your hasty escape. Upgrade options. Please inquire at your local dealership for options such as neutron disruptors, nucleus agitators, and cup holders. Servicing. Well, certain unnamed companies, such as Redacted, due to lawsuit, will offer substandard service options. We will only offer premium services to ensure your Murderbot get lost till we release firmware to make it no longer work. It is strongly recommended that you do not go to third-party service engineers, as this can void the warranty. Warranty. Buy the extended warranty or die. I think I can see why you have not been able to find this product yet, Krull, Hugo explained with a smirk as he handed the data slate back to Krull.
Oh, why is that? Is it like the high-calorie food restaurant's secret menu?
No, Krull, it's not a secret menu. It's a joke.
Hearing this explanation, Krull tilted his head in confusion. A, joke?
Hugo nodded, pointing at the data slate. Look at the day the email was sent.
April 1st. I do not see why the day matters.
April 1st is also known as April Fool's Day.
You have a day celebrating fools?
Kind of. It's more of a day to be foolish. We have a tradition of performing tricks and jokes on each other.
And, this is one such trick?
Seems likely. I mean, look at who sent it. Hugo pointed at the end of the message, which had, sincerely, Hugh Jass, the bottom of the Glutinous Maximus department. Many people, even companies, will do these tricks just for amusement. They are just so absurd that it usually is clear to anyone that is a joke.
I see,
Krull muttered, lowering his head in disappointment. Hugo couldn't help but chuckle. What were you even going to do with such a mass-murdering robot anyway, Krull?
Show it off. Oh well. I can simply feel better now that I'm going to receive 11 trillion credits from a noble prince of Mercury who needs some credit to help him out.
Krull, no! End of story. I would just quickly like to thank the T5 peeps. Dragon Soup, Cold War Boomerwaffen, Severin Cerberus, Red Panda 121, Leslie 517, Bushmaster 177, Caspar Arnholtz, Cam Maxwell, Sans the Skeleton, Light Jock, Dragzoon WRE, and Lord Asrical. Thank you very much.